Hey YouTube, it's your fave nurse B. So today this is the last video in my series of day, evening, night nurse. So the night nurse. So like I've said in other videos, I've worked all shifts as a nurse and all shifts as a CNA actually. So night nurse. I have a totally different video that's about how to survive the night shift. So if you are a night nurse or thinking about doing night nursing or night CNA, watch that video. It's a lot of good tips on that video. So night nurse. Now night shift is like seen as the lazy shift. Night shift, a lot of other shifts feel like night shift doesn't do anything. They lazy. They sit back and sleep all night. I don't agree with that, because one thing about night shift is that if you're an independent person, if you don't mind not always having somebody there to help you, if you're a self-directed individual, night shift is for you. And also, if you're not a big people person, night shift is for you, because more than likely granny's mother and daughter and sister and cousin are not going to be coming visit them at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you don't have to worry about that if you're not a people's person. But there is a lot of things to do on night shift. You can stay busy throughout the night. But I would say that it's harder to get in touch with doctors. You have to use a lot of nursing judgment as far as if you feel like you should contact a doctor or not on night shift, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're calling a doctor, waking them out of their sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning for something that could have waited to day shift. So it's kind of like you really got to use your nursing judgment. Like, is this something that I can wait on? Or is this something I have to call about right now? So for example, when I first became a nurse, this was way early in the beginning, I had this patient. I wasn't even working on that floor for real. I had just some reason, I wasn't too familiar with that floor. But anywho, I worked over there and I had noticed that a patient had like 2 or 3 falls within like a 48-hour window. So she ended up falling on my shift, night shift. And I'm looking at her on the floor, one hip. So this is her legs. So one leg was like this, and her foot was turned out like it was turned the opposite way. And I was like, oh, okay, so her hips are broke. So me being a new nurse, though, I went ahead and I called another nurse from a different division, had her come over and look at the patient. I said, do not get up. I have the CNA stay with that patient. Do not get up. I had her stay with the patient. I got another nurse. She was like, oh yeah, that's broke. So that is a time when, yes, you need to call the doctor on that. I mean, clearly, there's nothing else you can do at that point but send that person to the hospital. That's not something that you could wait till day shift. So it's like 3 in the morning. I had to wake the doctor out of their sleep. I mean, it is what it is. Like, and had to send them out. But say for instance, granny, I don't know, say you have a patient who has a change in condition, but their vital signs are stable. You've been looking and talking to the aides, and to her, she's kind of a little bit more confused, but you did your full assessment, looked at her skin. She doesn't have any open areas. Nothing looks like she has an infection. Okay. Vital signs are good. Okay. She's safe. She's cool. I would leave that to day shift, because more than likely you might have to dip their urine and see if they have a UTI or do some labs or something like that. You can wait till day shift to do that. Now you can probably do like the paperwork for day shift and have day shift finish it for you. Like at my job, we have to do SBARs, which I will do another video on that for you all. It's a big thing to do in nursing, but we have to do SBARs when there's a change in condition and call the MD with that. So if you want to help the day nurse, go ahead and do a full SBAR on your patient. I would chart on that patient with the vital signs and all that, and chart that you don't see any signs and symptoms, of infection throughout the body. The vital signs are stable, everything looks good, but that person is a little bit more confused, and that you will report to day shift nurse to follow up with MD. To me, there's nothing wrong with that, because really, what doctor wants to be called at 2 in the morning because you think your patient has a UTI? Like, that's not life or death. So it's kind of like you have to really use your nursing judgment on night shift. The reason why I say you have to be independent, because usually on night shift, depending on where you're working at, you might be the only nurse, or you might only have like 1 or 2 other nurses. At my job, it's a big facility, so we have at least 5 nurses at night. supposed to have 5 nurses at night, so you kind of feel like you're not by yourself. You can hopefully out of those 5, not including yourself, it's another nurse there that you feel is competent enough to give you some type of, some advice or, help you out. Like, do you think I should call a doctor? Do you think, what do you think it is? Just to kind of, somebody to, go back and forth with to help you. Even if you're not a new nurse, reach out for help, especially on a night shift. You got to kind of have that person that you're working with that'll be like, yeah, girl, go, you can wait till tomorrow. Or no, you need to tell somebody, you need to call a doctor, do it right now. So yeah, that's the thing. Also with night shift, another con is usually by the time day shift comes, day shift has this list of things and complaints. Oh, she didn't get this person up. She didn't get that person up. Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. It's like as soon as day shift come in, it's like they just be complaining. You be like, who cares? It's time for me to go home. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm done. Like, I don't care. Whatever. You're here now. You do the work. But you gotta do what you gotta do for your patients. But yeah, day shift can be annoying when you work night shift. And I can say this, I don't care. I say it because I work all shifts. There's no annoyances from all shifts, but day shift can be super annoying when you work night shift because it's like they come in with this whole list of things they want you to do or you didn't do, and they just complaining about stuff, and you just ready to go home. You tired as hell. Another con on night shift is sometimes you have those patients who literally stay up all night on their light, all night. You're just like, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. But like they call you in there for like the craziest thing. You're like, just go to sleep. Go to sleep. Yeah, that can get crazy. Some patients, I don't know, I guess because they sleep throughout the day. I don't know. It's like they are on that light. They are like asking you the most ridiculous requests. And you're like, I can't do this. It's nighttime. You have to wait till day shifts for this to get done. I can't do that for you right now. Sorry. Yeah. Usually on night shift, some of your duties is that you have to file the paperwork for the floor. You might have to go through all the charts and make sure that any orders that were written, that they were noted and that it was, followed through. You have to watch your aides because some aides will find a nice, warm, soft area to lay their head and be asleep the whole shift. And you walk down your hall and just smells like urine and feces the whole way down. So yeah, you got to watch your employees, you have to stay awake on night shift. That's just, I know it's hard, but you just got to find ways to stay awake, like, because anything can happen to your patients on nights, and you would hate for a person to be dead for like 6 hours and nobody saw them. Nobody even went in the room. So yeah, that's kind of like the thing with night shift, is that you have to disturb your patients, and they might be like, no, leave me alone. But you have to disturb them to make sure they're alive and safe and well, and you can chart on that, But yeah, I like night shift. It's pretty chill. I've had to stop it after like a year and some change of doing it, plus working all other shifts. I did not like it because I felt like I would go into work. Well, I was doing evening nights, so that was worse. That was horrible. I would work evening night Saturday and the evening night Sunday, and I would have like 4 hours of sleep in between, but you cannot sleep during the day. So I was like getting like 2 hours of sleep during the day and then going in for another 16 hours, and 8 of those hours was overnight. And then when I would get off, I would sleep for like maybe 4 hours and wake up and be groggy and feel disgusting all day. So it's kind of like when you work night shift, you kind of feel like your life is being taken over because you have to flip everything, your circadian rhythm is just all off. But if you see, from my experience, you see a lot of older people working night shift because you're not doing a whole lot of tugging and pulling and moving and flipping people on nights. You see, I've seen a lot more foreign people work night shift. And when I was in nursing school, I liked working nights because I could study during the night shift. I think it's another spider, y'all. I think that is a spider. Let it live, y'all. Just let it live. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.